I'd come to the conclusion that the newspaper industry is doomed, Kevin.
You mean like the paper industry?
Yeah.
Or the online newspaper industry?
The paper, like the
I
one
like
that,
getting my paper.
I do too. That's why I still do.
I still get it.
Guarantee you we're the only two in this studio that gets the paper still.
I used to, and they never got it to me.
So?
I never got it.
So you quit?
So I quit.
Wow.
John?
I delivered the paper.
I did too.
And it was a job I was proud of.
I loved my paper route.
I did too. I was the one that gave you the bundles.
What a bunch of
You were the bundle guy.
I was the bundle guy.
I was Hammond Times when it was still
I
in the
had a job
afternoon. Still in
when
the afternoon.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like the one that worked overnight to get you the crap.
Nice.
But what I'm saying is we had
those
Pride
bundles.
like a while ago, and like we would just get the paper to the house.
For sure.
Right. Let's say I was a restaurant owner, and let's say I have like the best cooks, and I put out great product, like great dinner. Mm-hmm. And then like when you eat the food, you're like, damn, this is some good food, right? But I have the crappiest waiters and waitresses. They don't give a crap. Like
servers.
I put this plate out and it's steaming hot and it's
ready to
delicious. And they're like, I'll get to that when I get to it, right? Maybe 10, 15 minutes when it's nice and cool, I'll get it to the people.
Cold spaghetti.
Maybe I won't even get it there at all. Maybe I'll give that food to the wrong table, right?
Mm-hmm. Which happens with me. They gave it to my neighbor.
So what I'm saying, your newspaper or your food?
my newspaper.
All right.
She was jumping ahead on the analogy.
I was using your
I was getting
She's like, I got this.
So what I'm saying is, like, I used to have a really good delivery person.
Yeah.
I don't even know who they are, but I tip them every year.
I have a great one.
And they put it right on the porch.
Yeah.
And it was like years.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden something changed last week.
Oh.
I didn't get the newspaper one day. Like nothing.
It's like getting a new post person.
And then I got like papers in the bushes, which
Not
is
good.
annoying.
Not
First thing in
good.
the morning, I got to like get on my knees and like reach down into a rose bush.
Nobody
It's like,
likes
you
that.
can't- I say, so I know something changed last week because I used to have a good delivery person. Now I got the dude that's inconsistent or throwing it in the bushes, right? And then today,
throwing arm.
nothing.
No paper.
Nothing. No. You took the day off.
Wow. You didn't
I'm
like
done.
to work Tuesdays.
I'm done, dude.
Wow.
Come on.
You know, it's not cheap.
You're
by the
done.
way.
I love getting the paper.
You know how
though.
much a damn newspaper costs now? I'm
It's
talking
expensive.
about NWI.
Yeah, it's expensive.
It's like a few $100s a year.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I like
That's
getting
not
it
cheap,
though. I
dude.
like
Is
getting
it
it on
like
my porch.
It's $36 a month or something?
No.
No, they give you a better deal than that, I think.
Really?
Yeah,
I paid a
on
lot.
monthly
I
basis.
paid a lot.
I
for-
paid a
36
lot,
bucks
dude.
a month sounds like a lot.
You'd be
I think that
surprised.
sounds exactly about right.
Yeah, let me.
What does it say actually on the
I think that
paper?
works out about right. It was like $400 or $500 a year.
Doesn't
I
even
paid.
list the price anymore.
I paid because it's high. So like, what I'm saying is, let's assume that this is a good product. Okay, for the records,
We're assuming that.
we're assuming
$49 a month.
Oh, it says $3.
Yeah,
on the
$600
bottom.
a year. That
Lindsay,
sounds right.
It says $3 on the bottom.
$49 a month, $600 a year.
That's to get the paper every day.
I
It's
get
the
$3
paper.
for
deal.
like the online
$600 a
paper.
year. It's not that much of a deal.
They give
dude.
you a deal,
I'm telling
though.
you, it's not that much. I pay the full year. It was a big check.
Yeah, so do we.
But like what I'm saying is, so I'm paying $500-$600 a year for this goddamn newspaper.
Ooh.
Put it on my freaking patio, right? Get it there consistently. Like I'm just gonna quit. Like, and I'll freeload like everybody else and just watch it on the internet.
I don't
So
like looking at it
it's-
on the internet.
I don't either. That's why I get it. But that's the key.
Yeah.
It's like if I go to El Taco and I order restaurant food and they give it to somebody else, and I'm just sitting there starving.
Raymundo wouldn't do that.
I'm saying this is why.
Maybe.
Like, you can't have a good business model with a good paper and a good product and then have shitty service.
Well, maybe they need to go back to the paper girl model.
I would be fine with that. If the little neighborhood kid delivered it, I guarantee you they wouldn't blow it off.
You'd be
This
like-
is the second time this week. They just said, fuck it, man, I'm not
might
going.
wake you up when he pound when the paper hits the door. That was always my favorite thing to do.
I'm fine with
whipping
that.
it, but-
I'm fine with that. Because
And
I'm
by the way,
awake
I've got
early.
a great delivery person at my house before 6 a.m. every day.
I think they should like loop my neighborhood into yours.
Yeah.
Because this is I pay $600 a year and I feel like a sucker now. Because they don't even give a
Sucker.
shit. They don't even give a shit.
And
dude.
and what a day for you not to get your paper because you're in it twice.
That's what I hear.
That's why I was
wouldn't
like,
know.
he was running down there at 4 a.m. I think I'm in the paper
Like
today.
I've been in the
morning.
paper. I've been in the paper a couple times.
I think
hate
that's
to bring
true.
it to you
He's
guys.
in the
Yeah.
paper all the
But-
I've
time.
been in the paper a couple times. Like, I'm
Few
not really
times.
too worried about it.
But this one's top trending, Tom.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
Which one?
Online,
We're gonna get
number
to that.
one
Viral
trending.
Tom.
You're talking about the fuck flag?
We're gonna get to
It's
that.
called Biden's fuck flag. That's what I call
Alright.
it.
Well, we're gonna get to
Getting
that.
And by the way, I
Bastard.
shouldn't be getting crap from anybody for saying the word because it's hanging across the street from a park.
Yeah, apparently it's
I'm
not
not
obscene
It's not a big
anymore.
deal,
No.
right?
Who's
Although-
giving you crap about saying
We're
that?
gonna we're gonna get into
oh,
this.
this is
We're gonna
good.
tease this and get into this, but we're gonna get all into this.
So we're
in a little
going
bit.
there.
Yeah, you're also going to get into a big festival announcement as soon as we do our sponsors. But I think
How about this?
All right.
This festival band that we're going to announce today
Yes.
has a star on the strip in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas Boulevard.
I was jogging, and I was
That's
like, son of a gun.
You're like, guess who I just saw? I was like, really?
I almost took
Like,
a
on
picture,
the-
but
that'd have been cool.
I was locked in.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mess up my
Well,
time.
you're in your training. You're not going to mess this up.
Yeah.
Even when you're in Las Vegas, you went for a run.
I did.
You're dedicated.
5 miler.
Gross.
You're dedicated.
5 miler at like 7
I'm
in the morning.
allergic to exercise.
No, that's not a good thing to be allergic to. Denise.
Yeah, it'll
Trust us.
It'll
At
pay
the-
you back when you're our age.
I'll
I'm
be
telling
fine.
you. I'm telling you, when you're our age,
Like,
like
my
if
back.
you got to get into it now, or you're gonna be hating life.
Yep.
Like
I've got yoga. I
All
do
right,
yoga
okay.
regularly.
Ooh.
yoga's
You're doing
good.
something.
Yoga's good. You have to do something.
Goat
'Cause
yoga?
When you become old like us,
I
Lindsay,
wish.
your body will be failing on you.
And you
I'm
get into
telling
bad
you.
habits. If you get into bad habits and you're not exercising, it makes it that much harder to start doing it later.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't sign up for this lecture.
Welcome, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Let me tell you a couple things, young lady.
I get this lecture a lot, so
Young lass.
let me mansplain
Mansplain
to-
something to
let me
you.
mansplain the human body to you, nursing student.
Yeah. Let me tell you a couple things about your bod.
Let me tell you how a body ages.
Hey, you know what? I saw something over the week. I was interested in your take on this because it was obviously, and I think you posted about it, but it was a pretty sad kind of situation.
no.
And this is about the Indonesian sub. And I
Yeah.
was like, I
I
can't
didn't
wait
even-
to ask former submariner Tom McDermott.
I didn't even know that
About this.
Indonesia had a submarine service. They're German boats, by the way.
Really?
You were talking about it
Yeah.
yesterday. They're
What the-
German, rebuilt German submarines.
And these are different than the subs you were on, I take it, than the U.S.
Yeah,
Navy uses.
because this is a diesel boat, which means like they're loud because running a diesel is
How can,
incredibly loud.
how can they be quiet underwater if they're diesel?
Because on diesel you have to be close to the surface and you're loud, so you do it at nighttime when you
Oh.
can't visibly see them, but you could hear them. And then in the daytime, when you could see them, if they're on the surface, they turn off the diesel and they submerge and they live off of their battery.
Oh, it's battery power.
Which
So
is
diesel.
quite. It's comparative to our subs when
Okay.
they're underwater.
All right.
But when they're charging the battery, which they have to do during the daytime, they're loud as any surface ship, easily as loud as any surface ship.
No kidding. So not as quiet.
No.
And
Extremely
able to-
unquiet.
The idea of submarines just gives me the heebie-jeebies, like being in a tube underwater. The ocean is so massive and expansive and dark and unexplored. It terrifies me. I
Yeah.
don't know how you did it.
So what
You
did this
didn't- you
thing?
didn't
What
think
happened
about
to
it.
this thing?
It was like if you're on an airplane and you're constantly thinking about crashing, it's not a pleasant experience. So
And,
like,
well, we're about to talk about a submarine crash.
yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, I feel like I am LOCPOD's submarine expert.
You are.
I
for
should have
sure.
like a
You're
designation.
a-
John, could you put a designation under me?
Yes.
Maybe you want like a new medal, like on your Navy, like your Navy medals. You'll have like a LOCPOD submarine expert.
I am the LOCPOD submarine expert. So
It's a
basically,
low bar here, but yeah.
53 sailors died, which is obviously a tragedy. 53 families devastated. When I first heard about this, they said that the submarine was in water that's 250 to 300 feet deep, and they feared it was
250 to 300 feet deep. Okay.
and they feared it was on the bottom of the ocean.
At 250 feet?
Yeah, you could be sitting on the bottom, and your submarine wouldn't crack.
Oh.
That's like worst case scenario for me. I mean, I'd rather die quick, like they did.
But wouldn't you have more
unfortunately.
chance at a rescue at that point at 250 feet? No?
So they do have escape hatches on subs. You know that, right?
No.
We called them. They were for politicians. That's what we called them. Because like you go in, they have a submarine escape hatch. It's between when you first go into submarine, you open up the hatch, and then you go down, and then there's another watertight hatch. So above you is a hatch, and then you crawl down a ladder, and then there's another hatch. You open that up, and that's the pressure
And that's
hole.
open space?
And there's a space, 2 hatches. Outer hatch that's against the ocean, inner hatch that never even sees ocean water. Okay, but it's 2 hatches, right? And in between that, it's called the escape hatch.
How big is that escape hatch?
It's like not even as big as this room.
Oh, wow.
Like you could fit probably 4 or 5 sailors in it at a
Okay,
time.
all right.
And the idea is if you're stuck on the bottom of the ocean, that you could fill this hatch with water, and you would have like a mask on it only lasts you like 3 or 4 minutes underwater. And what you're supposed to do is fill this up, you pressurize it, which will burst your eardrums, and then you open up the top hatch, and you're at ocean pressure in this hatch,
Whoa.
and then you swim up to the surface with your bag,
250 feet.
And then you'll get
with the bag on
bends.
your head. No,
Man,
because
that
you're not
sounds
breathing.
terrifying.
You're not breathing compressed air.
That sounds
But you do
absolutely terrifying.
exhale as you go up, and the bag that's on. Actually, you know what, Lindsay? You probably do. You have to exhale. That's another thing they taught
Well,
us.
people probably aren't going to do that.
And
You
the bag
trained
on your
in this?
head, and the bag on your head gets bigger and bigger, and it helps pull you quicker and quicker.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, we train on this in sub school, and then once you hit the surface, you take the bag off.
Sounds terrifying.
And by the way, getting the bends is
Yeah, that's
better
gonna-
than dying on the bottom of the
It's
ocean.
true,
Good
but
point.
yeah,
Right.
that stuff could.
Because you got a shot with the bend still. You don't have a shot on the
Still,
bottom of the ocean.
yeah.
No.
Right.
In the dark.
But yeah, every subsailor trains on that in sub school. They have like a big tower, and all the submariners have to go through this process.
So that's if it's 250 feet. Cause
no, it's more like 150 feet, which is like we're
barely
never,
out to ocean.
We're never
barely out to sea.
We're never at 150 feet. So we're like, why the hell do we have this escape hatch? It's a waste of money. Well, if you're ever stuck in water at 75 to 100 feet deep, you could get out, theoretically. Well, 1% of the time we're in water like that. 99% of the time we're in the open ocean, which is 3, 4, 5 miles deep.
I wonder if there's any studies on how many times the escape hatch has been used.
I would go so far as to say never.
Wow.
In the U.S. Navy,
Never.
I'd be interested. I don't think ever. Not in the modern era, the nuclear age. We've never had. I would go so far as to say not one subsailor has saved themselves using an escape hatch.
Interesting.
And yet we spend billions and billions of dollars on these escape hatches to make the politicians feel better.
Wow.
Because you want to be like, you don't want to tell the subsailor,
Hey, man,
something
if you
happens,
go down, you're done.
dead. You're dead, which
is
you are.
But I mean, in this case, you were saying like the worst case scenario is 250 feet. Why isn't the worst case scenario like 2,000 feet or 1,500
Because
feet?
your
Can't survive
submarine
down there.
Because your submarine would implode.
Which
once
is
you
what,
get-
is that what happened
Which is
here?
what happened with this.
Wow.
Right. It's too much
They
pressure.
went too far down, and the
Well-
pressure just cracked it open.
Exactly. Cracked it inside. Imploded it.
It just
Wow.
went in
The
and on
ocean
itself.
pressure is so hard that the hull of the submarine fails.
Because the water
implodes.
or the air inside the submarine compresses the further down
So
you
it's
go.
pressure.
No,
It
the
sucks it in.
pressure on the outer walls is so great that the walls can't take it, and
So
they
it
just
just
fail.
crushed these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that's
man.
awful.
Yeah.
But at least it's quick,
Yeah.
you would think.
Well, they knew, but the scary thing is, so I was reading about this because I wanted to have some stuff to talk about, and they said that among the objects they found by the search team was a submarine escape immersion suit. He said, the suit is only used to escape in emergency situations. Normally, it is stored inside a box, but since we found it outside of the box, we believe that the crew were going to wear it.
Oh, boy.
They
That
were thinking
means-
of who to save.
No, that means that
They were
they knew
trying
they
to
were
get the hell
dying,
out.
and they were trying to get the escape hatch out so that they could get in the escape hatch and try to at least give it a shot. That means they knew they were dying.
That's no
Which
fun.
is very
yeah,
sad.
it's terrible.
Because
This
we,
is an
you know,
awful story.
no, it is an awful story, and I'm a
Jeez.
submariner, so obviously I know a lot about this. But they said that the crush depth on this was, I was looking at it, the Navy submarines. Let's say it's approximately 1,500 feet.
You said 650 for this one.
This one was the submarine found at a depth of 850 meters, which is way too deep. Broken into 3 parts. The authorities said earlier the submarine could not survive at depths beyond 500 meters, which is about.
500
Well, the human
meters.
body
So
can't.
It's
survive
about the
1,500
same.
there.
It's about the same as American subs, honey.
The human body cannot survive that
No.
far down. No,
No.
you just get crushed to death.
No. Yeah.
So that's that. That was that's sad.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And
Yeah.
this, I mean, you don't hear about submarine incidents too often, right?
The last one I remember was the Kursk, the Russian
That's
sub.
Russian.
So this is similar. They don't know what happened with this one, but on the Kursk, because in the torpedo room, we had, I don't know, 20, typically 20,
Oh, no kidding.
25
That's a lot more than I thought.
torpedoes. Yeah. Like the torpedo room is the hugest room in the ship. And what happened on the Kursk was one of their torpedoes had a hot start, I think they called it. It means it started
sound
like,
good.
no, hot start is like it thinks it's launched and it's
Oh.
inside
it's
the
still
torpedo
Not
room
good.
and it's not launched. So it starts like,
So hot
like-
launch is bad.
yeah. Yeah, and it
Sounds bad.
and it exploded in the torpedo room, which caused other torpedoes to explode, and then they had multiple explosions in the torpedo room.
So they had multiple rooms full of water. And
Right. Well, you're watertight too, so like parts of the sub were like I lived in
so
the engine
some
room.
of it was like
Yeah.
weighing down the. And
So like the torpedo room's in the front of the sub.
Okay.
And I imagine everybody up in
I
the
know
front.
that because you told me that you took us into an old sub that was like
Right.
yours at the Science and Industry Museum,
Right.
and they were all in the front.
So I imagine the people in the front of the sub of the Kursk were all dead
Died
from
immediately.
the explosions, but the people in the back, like me, it's watertight back there.
Yeah.
So the submarine sinks. In this case, it was like at 150 to 200 feet, which is
Oh.
not deep enough to crush you.
Escape hatch.
Okay, but the problem is the escape hatch is up front.
Oh.
But so
There we
the
go.
submarine is sitting on the bottom of the cold ocean off the coast of Russia. When I say cold, I'm talking like 31, 32 degrees.
I just remember them like finding letters or something. Wasn't there
Yeah.
something in that? Oh.
So they're sitting in the dark in the engine room, which is where I worked, and they were dead. You couldn't get to the escape hatch. The water is like 30 degrees. So like even if, let's say by some miracle you do get out, you're going to die within like 30 seconds.
Because
of the-
Hypothermia.
You can't live in
And-
water like
Oh,
that.
that's tough.
Does
Oh.
the government know your location at all times? 'Cause
I think they
feel
did
like
with the
for those
Kursk, but there was
stealth
nothing they
subs-
could do. They're like this super heavy, destroyed submarine sitting at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, but like if you were to get out, like they would know where you were roughly.
Well, they probably have like they knew that there was an explosion, approximately where, and I imagine they have ships in the area. But let's say you get out by some miracle, I mean,
The
you're
water's
one
so
little,
cold.
you're
Even
one
wading in
little
the
dot
water
in the
is-
ocean.
yeah.
Like, please find me like now, or else within the
Terrible.
next minute, or
That's
else I'll be
terrible.
dead. So
All right,
basically,
well,
they died in the dark in the curse.
Thank you for being our LOCPOD submarine expert. That's Tom
welcome.
McDermott,
So
former
welcome.
submariner.
Yeah, that's right. 6 years in the Navy.
The
Comes to good use.
SSN 709.
Hammond G. Rickover. Jaime G. We called it.
GB.
Lindsay, how about the spiel? And let's do our sponsors.
Welcome
We're
to
going to come
LOCPOD.
back and talk about the festival and some really cool, interesting flags that are flying in
Hell of a
Hammond.
way to start the day.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good show.
Let's go.
Okay, you're listening to Left of Center, where we cover everything from important events of the day in the Midwest and the nation, all while having way too much fun while doing it. Not this morning, though. If you can't get enough of us, follow us on Facebook at Left of Center Podcast or on Twitter at LOCPOD, LOCPOD. And if you can't listen in live, you can download our episodes from the Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, or iHeartRadio apps. Just search Left of Center Podcast and look for our red and blue logo. Don't forget to rate and subscribe on every single one of those applications as well. Thank you.
Thank you to our sponsors. Powering America, for instance. Northwest Indiana's source for a trusted electrical professional. If you are a developer looking for a large-scale electrical contractor, Powering America can help take the guesswork out of finding a professional you can trust. Their select network of electrical contractors are committed to employing local electricians that had successfully completed a certified apprenticeship training program registered with the Indiana Department of Labor. All employees are held to a high standard of professionalism, expertise, and knowledge, and all of the contractors are licensed, bonded, and insured. If you would like more information about your electrical needs, visit Powering America today at CertifiedElectrician.com.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outside patio, perfect for enjoying its finely crafted ales, lagers, and chef-driven food. Brewing equipment on our production side offers a unique backdrop for your private event like bridal and baby showers, reunions, birthdays, and corporate events. Conveniently located just off 8094 in the Kennedy Avenue South exit, come by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard of Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. The Martinez model for success has always been responsive customer service, great tasting products, with an authentic Mexican taste and high-quality standards. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise. It's Hammond's very own business.
Martinez family, thank you. Thank you to our sponsors. Tri Electronics wants to be your complete communications provider. Tri Electronics has been a leader in this industry for more than 55 years and can provide your business end-to-end communication solutions. For more information, call Tri Electronics today at 800-722-6793 and tell them LOCPOD sent you.
Grisolia's Concrete was voted #1 in the Times Best of the Region in 2020 and specializes in all of your concrete projects. Grisolia's has been using the original cement finish in the California style since 1972 and also offers stamped and colored concrete. For more information or a project quote, call Grisolia's at 219-659-4127.
All right, thanks to our sponsors. Appreciate
to our sponsors.
We keep us LOCPODing, which is a good thing. How about
I guess.
You've been doing some good things with festival announcements. So how about we've teased it, so why don't you go ahead and tell everybody who's coming now?
So we're talking about one of the traditions at the Festival of the Lakes is having Sunday Latin night, and it's a great family event.
I agree. Family atmosphere. You see grandma coming with the family and the
whole
grandkids.
family's dancing. Like it's a really awesome night, and it's always it's the last day of the fest, so usually our staff is exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, Latin night, the people that go and attend Latin night usually want to go till midnight.
They want to go long.
So there's a debate all the time at the end of Latin night when the main band stops playing and everybody goes to the beer garden and they start dancing and listening to music, and then my staff inevitably wants to shut down early every year, and
It's the end of a long week.
I'm a capitalist.
That's
and
right.
I'm like, this
Especially
is money.
this year, it's going to be longer than normal.
Oh yeah.
Tuesday through.
And I see nothing but we're making money here. I don't let's stay until 2. It doesn't matter to me. So we have this huge debate on Latin night every year.
And so far you've announced Tuesday night, Old Dominion.
Yep.
Thursday night, Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. Thursday,
Friday
alternative
night, REO Speedwagon.
classic rock.
So we've got, let's see,
So we're doing Sunday.
Saturday, and Sunday left. So
We're
here's Sunday.
missing
Wednesday
we're
and
doing
Saturday.
Sunday now.
Wednesday
All
and
right.
Saturday.
Sunday.
We'll do Sunday now, and then we are doing Wednesday next.
All right.
And then we'll make the main Saturday after.
All right.
The last one we
It's
announced.
exciting.
Okay, so today we're doing Latin night, and the band that I'm announcing for Latin night today is a 12-time Grammy nominee, and they've sold over 15 million albums. a lot of pesos.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a lot of pesos.
That is
Lots of pesos.
conversion rate of
Muchos
dollar to
pesos, I think is-
Muchos pesos.
Muchos pesos,
Look at
right?
you.
Hits like El Amor Sonado and El and El Centenario. The Centurion? Centurion?
The,
All right, whatever.
the centurion. The
El Amor Sonado. That's my love. Sonado?
You
El
love
Amor?
Sonato. You love Sonato.
What is Sonado?
I don't know.
They
Someone
played
will
in.
tell us.
Yo,
The-
chat. What's Sonato?
They'll
Yeah,
tell
ask
us.
them, please.
Dreamed of. The
Oh.
love I've always dreamed of.
Oh, there you go. What a
What
nice
about
song.
Centenario?
Centenario.
Centenario.
Centenary?
Centenario.
Did I spell it right?
This band is played in New York City Central Park. They've also played Dodger Stadium.
It is Centennial.
Centennial.
The Centennial,
Maybe they did it for
okay.
like the.
This is the first Norteño band to ever play the Coachella Music Festival.
Pretty cool.
We're in fine company here. They have a star on the Las Vegas Boulevard on the Strip, like I
That
said.
you witnessed.
And we are going to be selling VIP experience passes for only $60 until June 1st. I want to remind you that Latin Night's main act this year is a band called Los Tucanes de Tijuana.
Whoa.
The
Los
Tijuana
Tucanes de
Toucans.
Tijuana.
I think.
Is that toucans? Is that what it is?
I'm going to double check.
The Tijuana toucans, like the bird?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good job, Liz.
Tijuanan toucans.
Maybe that's why their
I'm
logo
in
is
Spanish,
in that
too.
green.
I'm in Spanish,
And there
too.
they are.
The Tijuana, the bird, Tijuana birds.
The
Tijuana
Toucans.
Okay.
They're-
Tijuana toucans.
Look at the
The
picture.
toucans from Tijuana.
These
guys are big.
Toucanes.
I was reading something
That's a super pretty bird.
when they played the what is that called? Estadio Azteca, the huge soccer stadium in Mexico City, 120,000.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, 120,000 people.
I'm telling you, John,
John's like, what, John?
this festival
Whoa.
lineup we got is ridiculous. We're going to have huge crowds. I'm
This is a
telling you.
big deal.
Like Old Dominion, they sold a ridiculous amount of tickets early.
I know.
I think they might be our top selling.
They overtook
early ticket.
Limp Bizkit.
And they overtook
Really?
Limp Bizkit in like
Mhm.
one day. And they're like on REO Speedwagon's butt right now.
So maybe Phil
Wow.
Talon's job has been saved. We'll see.
Hashtag say Phil's job.
Yes.
Because that is his night. If it's a bad night.
Representative Andrade.
Somebody's going
Muy
down.
He might
buenos dias.
single-handedly bring
that
back
Representative
Country Night.
Andrade?
He's like, hell yeah.
I'm sorry, Lindsay. I didn't
Phil might single-handedly bring back Country Night.
The last country night we had was Big and Rich, and it was good.
They were good.
So like
That
this would be
was
two in a
fun.
row. That was
I
fun.
remember
Big
that.
and Rich were awesome.
That was a good show.
Really
They
nice
were
guys.
great people.
I don't
That's-
really listen to their music, but
don't either.
they had good energy, and
Yeah.
the audience had a good energy too. No one was mean to me. That
No, honestly, Lindsay, that's the thing. Like, if it's, I'm not necessarily into country music that much, but when I meet a great country act, just a good person, like Charlie Daniels, for instance, he was a great guy, and Big and Rich. I tell you, like the acts that have no problem meeting with kids, they steal my heart. Big
Yes.
and Rich was like that, man, and so was Flo Rida, by the way, not Flo Rida, who played a few years ago, was great with kids.
Sunday's a great ethnic day. You've got the Latin night at the pavilion. You also have the polka. Polka
Yeah.
Polka
Polka
Day
night.
over at the
Polkamania.
marina.
And we
Polkamania
got
going
gospel
on.
music on Saturday this year.
That's going to be huge too.
Yeah.
So kind of a
Really?
cool Sunday.
Yeah,
we
we're
just don't know
doing
the bands
gospel
at Polka
breakfast.
Day yet.
We're
That's
working on that.
awesome.
we celebrate all of our main ethnicities
Yeah.
here in
Right.
Hammond, Indiana.
I'm getting an Irish band eventually. I'm
That's
be
fine.
working on that.
Well, no, actually, you have river dancing sometimes. The Irish girls that were dancing a
At the
couple
March
years back.
fundraiser. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the fundraiser.
No,
right.
they were performing they were like kids.
Right.
You know how the kids have like their dance competition
Mhm.
during the day on Saturday, I think it is.
Uh-huh.
You had some Irish
Nice.
dancers.
You know who
for
used to
that,
be a
too.
huge Irish dancer that
Who?
we know really well in our family? Chase's girlfriend, Eileen O'Neill.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She was one of
Showing
the.
off Eileen.
Eileen was one of the dancers with the on St. Patrick's Day that would go around to like Friendly Sons of Aaron and stuff like that.
Mike
Yeah.
Andrade says, Mayor Tom and Kevin, I'll be there drinking the tequila.
All right.
Just like the.
Speaking of that,
Yeah, there's something bothering me, guys.
What's that?
I came in the studio and I was like, something's not right here.
Really?
I think there's a thief in the studio.
There's a thief in Smith Sussex.
So
things
No,
that
he
disappear
said the
into
studio,
moving.
Tom.
But this is in a law
No,
office.
it's not.
I
This
was
is in the
Someone's
back cave.
messing
Dude, you
with their
must have.
stuff.
You have to
This is
have
in the
like
back cave.
security cameras or something.
No,
there, right?
no.
We
so
have 4 cameras right here,
Really?
So
and
here-
they were messed with
Let's pull. Really?
and moved.
So
What's
here,
wrong, John?
here's the main part. Okay, I come in, and I have this like keepsake area, right? This
That's
area.
That's strange enough, by the way.
This area where the sentimental value is, you can't replace it.
He's
Like,
got Marissa's mug there.
I've got Marissa's mug. I've got a cigar from Andrade. I've got Andrade's tequila.
Don't like mice do that? They like keep little keepsakes in like
But
a
that,
little area.
like, it's sort of rude though, because like these are good gifts that you get, and then when like we have like Representative Andrade comes back to the studio and he sees your gift sitting there like unused.
Okay,
it's
so
insulting to him.
Thanks,
right,
Tom.
Kevin?
Now I know who stole it.
No, I'm just.
Wow. I didn't know who stole it.
I'm
That
just
just
pointing
gave it
out.
away, John, didn't
I'm
it?
just pointing out, like
Dad,
we get these nice gifts from people, and
you
you can't
take-
just leave that shit sitting around, right?
You took the tequila?
I
I
would.
would never take anything. I'm an elected official.
Where did it go?
I
I'm not
witnessed.
sure.
I
We
witnessed
should pull
this
the tapes.
theft.
I'm sure.
You witnessed the theft.
Kevin, he's my lawyer. He's throwing me under the bus, dude. What's going on?
All I
here?
could say is the comment was, John doesn't want this tequila. It's been sitting here for 3 months.
It's insulting.
He's
What if
going to
I'm-
insult Representative Andrade.
That's right. That's
And
right.
then
That's right. I took it.
we were
Goddamn it!
We were
I
giving
took
it. We were
it was
giving
me.
it. We were giving a tour to a young man.
was me.
We were giving a tour to a young man.
Yes, we were.
Who said, I love tequila.
And Kevin and I were like, "You would enjoy this tequila then." That young man happened to be Chase McDermott. Okay.
Without
You
any.
gave it to Chase?
Yes, I gave it to Chase. God damn it! I gave it to
We
Chase
put it-
because John wasn't using
We
it.
put you under the heat lamp today.
Yeah,
And he
this is
rolled.
some
He
bull
rolled
crap.
quickly.
I need this.
Chase has free liquor at your house. I want the tequila.
Well, then you're gonna have to bring it up with your brother.
So
I'm
none
gonna
of
fight
you,
for it.
none of
It was
you
a good-
thought to yourself, John has this here for a reason.
I think I mentioned. Are you sure John doesn't want that tequila?
I said John doesn't want it. Look at it; it's insulting. Like Representative Andrade is going to come back in our studio,
Chase,
and he's
bring
going to
that
see this.
tequila back.
All right,
Sounds
Chase,
like
Hasn't
Rep.
been
I bet
drunk before.
knowing Rep Mike though, he'll just bring you a replacement. He's so nice.
don't say that.
I hope so, because
You got
Otherwise, Tom's gonna have to go get you
Dude, when
one.
we give you a gift, you got to use it. If you left it sitting there, then
Like that
anything
cigar
happens-
is probably
It was
getting
a
dry,
nice-
John.
That cigar is dry.
I'll be smoking this cigar.
I
All
bet
right.
you will.
Not here in the studio.
Hey,
please.
by the way, big fan of the show. Birthday today. By the way, Kevin's birthday yesterday.
Speaking of birthdays, yeah.
52.
I survived.
The big guy. He's old as
Do we have
crap.
anybody who's going to show up and sing to him?
No, we don't
No.
want anything. It was.
Happy
It was a
birthday,
good day
Kevin.
though. Thank you.
It was a good
Thank
day.
you. It was fun.
I took him out
Yeah,
to.
he did.
I took him out to lunch.
What
Yeah.
did you do for your
Lunch.
birthday, Kevin?
I did. It was two of us, just the two of us.
Aw,
Just
Monday.
the
I worked. I went to the
Yes.
council meeting. Mayor and I went pre-show at True and had our Cobb salad together.
Aw. Did you hold hands too?
No,
Yes.
no.
Well,
Well, we can't say.
yeah.
We can't say.
Maybe.
Not while our wives are listening.
Nicole
Ah.
Sullivan's birthday today, by the way.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
We're like blazing over Nicole's birthday, talking about Kevin. Kevin's
Sorry.
old news. That
I'm
was
old
yesterday.
news.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, he's
I'm
old
done with.
now.
I'm done with Kevin's day.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Kevin's day is like over.
Done.
Let's just stop talking about
It's
it.
like when Phil's birthday ends at 11:59, then your birthday begins.
My birthday and Phil's birthday is one day apart.
And so Phil's always gets short shrift.
Like, people say happy birthday to him, and I glare at him.
That was yesterday.
I didn't
Poor
tell Phil to be
Phil.
born on March 3rd. I was born first.
Nobody
right.
told
Good
you
point.
to be
You're
born
older.
on
Thank you,
March
Kevin.
4th either. So
Hey, we got fan mail.
Oh, I love fan mail.
Oh, no.
I think John's gonna like this one.
Ooh.
Love fan
Spicy.
mail.
Fan mail's back?
Yeah,
Mailbag.
Here's
mail.
a good one. Mailbag.
I love it.
Mailbag.
Let's do it.
Where's our?
Mailbag.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
John. Okay, this is about the
That's good,
COVID
John.
days off, John.
Oh, nice.
I think you're gonna like this.
Beautiful.
I'm not gonna say her name. I would.
I think
her.
that's accurate. Don't say her
Wow.
name.
She was. I was deeply disappointed to hear of your COVID-19 vaccination coercion program in the Times today.
God bless this person. I love it
John's
already.
Like, I love talk about fan mail. John's like, I'm a fan.
I agree with you that a mandate wouldn't go over very well. It should always be up to the individual to decide what to do with their own body. Bodily autonomy is a fundamental right.
autonomy.
Your alternative to a mandate, coercing employees to get vaccinated, is no better. You said it yourself, according to the article, that there's a segment of society that is untrusting of the COVID vaccine. So it's apparent that some people are choosing not to get vaccinated. Why would you coerce them? Have you yourself not heard of the adverse and serious reactions that can occur with the COVID-19 vaccines?
Preach.
It's even more disappointing that non-vaccinated employees will essentially have a scarlet letter. You seem proud of the fact that you are getting around HIPAA laws by not directly asking your employees if they've been vaccinated, and instead by having a list of those vaccinated because they want to participate in your program. This whole program you devised is despicable.
Wow.
Let the
At least
people,
she's a good writer.
Let the people choose for themselves without fear of being singled out for not participating. I hope you will reconsider and rot in hell.
That's right.
Whoa,
No,
I hope
They
you
did not say
reconsider.
rotten.
Screw
the rotten
you,
hell
buddy.
part was added.
I added the
Okay.
rotten hell
Yeah.
part.
Oh, oh my
It
god.
was,
up to that
it was
point.
implied.
I was like, that's a hell of an ending.
I think it was implied.
I
She
hope
just
you will
went with-
reconsider it. She didn't say rotten hell.
Amazing.
It was really well written, though.
I agree.
Oh, I'm
I
glad
love
you
it. I
enjoyed
mean,
it. I'm glad you
bodily
enjoyed it.
autonomy is a fundamental right. Your alternative to a mandate.
John,
Wow.
did you have something to do with this?
John was
story?
like, this is John's pen name.
It's my pen name.
It just
We didn't check it
astounds
out.
me.
It could totally be John.
Came from came
Yeah.
right
Check
through
the
to
IP address.
This
All
is
right.
obviously an educated individual.
for sure.
And they're still like untrusting of vaccines, and that seems so contradictory in my brain.
Is it, though?
I mean, any kind of vaccine, honestly. From my perspective, I trust vaccines.
I do too.
I'm with you, Linz.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are those that don't.
That's all right. But, you know,
They're
though,
just not
John,
going to get 3 days off.
We're
John.
not going to coerce you. We're
It's
just
not
going to make you.
coercion, it's incentivizing.
Thank you. I agree.
There you
And we're
go.
just
There's
going to
a
make sure.
difference.
The
Thank you,
cool thing
Lindsay.
is Tiffany and Chris are going to be able to go on those 3 personal days anytime because we got John there to cover for them. Which
At
is
the
nice.
IT department.
Yeah, we don't have to worry
Bingo.
about
John
overtime.
is there.
And those are going to be busy days at the IT department.
I already
bet.
told Chris yesterday. You guys should do it at the same time. We'll just like say no problem. John's got the lead.
So you're assuming they're getting the vaccine, too.
They
huh?
They already
we
said
talked.
they were.
Wow.
They were coerced.
I already got mine.
They have been coerced into
We
the
held
program.
them down and we injected them. So
That's right. That's right.
we
Feel
also like forced their eyes open and made them watch 50 TVs all at once.
So, Mayor Tom, what's your take on this?
About what?
Like your reaction to the letter, the fan mail?
Not everybody loves me.
Not everybody loves it, but I mean, are you still? Do you still like the program? You still?
Yeah, I love the program.
And
I
I
love
think
it.
it's been getting a lot.
I don't
of,
even get 3 days off, and I got the vaccine because I don't have days off.
I can tell you that based on what I've heard from the personnel department, many people have been giving their vaccine cards in with their
I
affidavits.
haven't seen Vez yet.
No,
The Vez.
Look,
can't
if
wait.
you feel you need the vaccine, go get the vaccine.
Yeah,
Hey, John,
fine.
we're going to take away 3 days off for the people that didn't. How about
I'm
that?
sure that's next.
How about that?
When
It
you
is
figure
next.
out what the liberal
John's
endgame
like-
is, none of this
We're
is
gonna have
surprising.
separate-
John's
We're
like,
gonna
it's
have-
a slippery slope. I'll have no vacation soon.
We're going to have separate offices for the non-vaccinated.
Yeah.
Real small
City
basement
Hall.
offices.
I thought you said trailers.
Yeah, trailers.
It's just
yeah.
me all by myself.
Why is John by himself over there?
I have to
He's the
sleep on a mattress on
unvaccinated,
The unvaccinated trailer.
the unclean.
You have to have. John's going to go in and try to fob in. Dink. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Dink. Doesn't work.
It's just like someone points to the trailer.
Yeah,
Well, we're heading in that direction anyway.
you're
You
right.
can tell.
Like you're a second-class
Would
citizen.
you
in
call
my,
it, John,
in my
the
administration?
liberal endgame?
The liberal endgame. Yeah. This vaccine
I've never
passport.
Oh, we love our John Vesmar.
I said fuck 2 times at the city council meeting last night.
That was
and that doesn't.
Oh
and I'm going
my
to tell you
God.
why.
You
I
just
said
said
it
it
once.
once here.
Twice I did because I read a flag because we're having a problem with a flag that has the F word on it.
This went
And-
viral.
And it did go viral. I mean, and I wasn't thrilled with it, but the fact is we have a situation going on in Hammond that is very interesting. So stick with us for a couple minutes so you can hear about this. There's a gentleman across the street from a park in Hammond, Riverside Park, a park where we have huge baseball tournaments. And when you have these huge baseball tournaments, literally probably a couple hundred kids in the baseball tournament at least.
Mm-hmm.
And when little Johnny goes to play baseball, the whole family comes, right?
Sure.
Because mom and
Grandma.
dad want to see it. Grandma and grandpa are there. Then you got the little brothers and sisters running all over having fun. And right across from this park, this Hammond homeowner decides, I'm taking a stand.
Well, notwithstanding, it's a park. It's a public park that is used daily, even when
Right.
there's not tournaments.
Right, exactly.
There's a frisbee golf
Yep.
course there, a
the
rugby. There's a rugby field.
right?
There's a
Joggers,
dog park.
Dog park.
Yeah, it's
So
a well-used
everybody-
park.
Everybody goes to this park, gets to see a flag that this gentleman, this homeowner, this scholar, decides to put up a flag that says
A scholar and a gentleman.
a scholar and a gentleman.
Gentleman and a scholar.
He puts up a lot of flags. Okay, some of the flags are like, I stand behind the police, which of course we agree with, right? Come and take my gun
Come
out
and
of my
take it.
dead.
Yeah, come and take my
Come and
AR
take my
40
AR-15, right?
AR-15, yeah.
He's got American flags lower than other flags, which is against flag etiquette. But the one that's in
Got a
particular,
Trump flag.
There's Trump flags, of course, and then
He's
there's
got-
one
yeah.
flag that we the administration take issue with, and it says "fuck Biden" and "fuck you if you voted for him."
Or I think, yeah, fuck you for voting for him.
Fuck you for voting for him, right?
Oh, 8.
Come on,
Yikes.
we're talking about something
I'm
here.
still counting it.
All right, whatever. So anyway, we obviously, that's against city ordinance. I mean, it's vulgar. We have an ordinance that deals with this issue.
Obscenity, yeah. Mhm.
And we decided to put the pressure on yesterday. I decided to put the pressure on yesterday, and I posted a picture of this guy's building talking about the issue, and it went viral.
Yeah, it was interesting. Actually, it was the I really enjoyed the reactions of people because it was not just.
I'm glad you did.
Well, I guess what I thought, I shouldn't say enjoyed. It was interesting to see the reactions of people because I thought, I wonder how partisan the chat will be and the comments will be, and I was kind of really happily surprised to see a lot of Trump supporters that said, I get it. I don't, I think Biden's an idiot. I think he's terrible, but I would never do this.
You're saying some people feel that way.
Yeah, some people feel that way. I thought that was interesting. And there was not just a few.
I wanted to point
several.
out that you don't think Biden's terrible.
No. I was saying what people said on it. Yeah, thank you. But I thought that was interesting. I really enjoyed, it was interesting to see the comments, and it was a lot of them.
The interesting thing, Kevin, is we have a couple situations similar to this brewing in the city. Another part of the city recently had an issue with a sign that had
been up after the election.
It was an election sign pro-Trump, right? And this process is complaint-driven. I could tell you off the top of my head, there's 5 houses that are still flying Trump flags, Trump, election signs, and I know where they are, and we haven't done anything about them, right?
If you get a complaint at City Hall, your direction has always been, we have to react to people's complaints and investigate them. Not just do what they want, but let's look into it.
If somebody says,
see what the law is and react to it.
I mean, we have ordinances on the books so that we don't have yard signs up year-round.
There's actually a state statute that says that in Indiana you can do up to a 4x8, I think, in your yard 60 days prior to the election.
And then after
6 days after.
Right. You have to get it down within a reasonable time.
And so we got a complaint that there was still an election sign up, and I wrote what I consider to be a pretty polite letter to the homeowner.
It was a polite letter.
Saying, hey, by the way, we received a complaint. We'd ask you to voluntarily take it down. There's a state statute. There's a city ordinance. Here you go. The homeowner called, and she couldn't have been nicer and was like, is the city mad at me? I said, no. I mean, we're just, it's complaint driven. We just would ask you to, just comply with the ordinance. She said, absolutely. We love Hammond, love the mayor.
And she took it down.
And they took it down.
And by the way, nothing,
no citation.
No follow-up. No, we're not putting anybody on a list. We're just like, thank you, ma'am, for helping us with a problem.
And resolve the complaint that we got.
My job as mayor is get complaints. If there is a violation, which it was apparent in that case with her, and then we write a letter to her, and she takes it down voluntarily.
Yeah.
God bless America.
That's right.
Right? That's how you resolve issues. So we have a similar issue
neighborly.
With the flag, the Biden flag. And we did this one a little differently, and I wish looking back on it, I handled it differently, but we didn't. And I have 30,000 houses in the city of Hammond, so I can't really personally visit every single homeowner and talk about the problems we have with their property. It's just not feasible. So we sent the captain of patrol by himself, who's a gentleman, Hammond homeowner, a nice person, right? We sent him, and he's like, hey, sir, you have a flag that says fuck on it. There's little kids across the street playing baseball. They could all see your flag. It's vulgar. It's against city ordinance. Can you please take it down? So, instead of handling it like the woman we had in another part of the city, he's like, screw you. I'm a Vietnam vet. That flag is going to stay there, and there's not a damn thing you could do about it.
Yeah, I think the way that the Captain Patrol mentioned, he said, look, the guy was firm, polite, but he's not moving, not budging.
Right. But so anyway, shortly after the visit by the Captain Patrol, all the flags come down.
They came down.
And we're like, whew,
yeah,
it handled it again, right?
Avoided.
Just similar to another part of the city. This guy, took him down voluntarily, which is nice, right? And then as soon as there's a baseball tournament this weekend, and there's hundreds of kids across the street, all the flags go up. The flag
and the complaints start coming in.
And the complaints start coming in, and now we're like,
and
he's spitting in our face.
The complaints weren't real. They weren't very political. They were just like,
no.
I can't believe this flag is up. There's kids around
here.
Regardless of your political affiliation,
right.
Can we please do something about it?
That's right.
And so, as mayor, what do you do, Mayor?
I have a job to do.
Yeah.
We have a city ordinance that says that we can't have obscene messages on flags. Okay, we have a city ordinance that says you have to take down campaign signs certain period after the election. Right, I'm a candidate in Hammond. I can't leave my goddamn flags or my campaign signs up all year. Could I just put one in my front yard and leave it there 365? I'm always campaigning, right? I don't, because it doesn't make the neighborhood look nice. So we have these ordinances on the book to help make the city look like a nice place.
And also, like you mentioned, this is a place. This street happens to be at the street that you would come into if you're visiting the city for a baseball tournament.
Because it's right next to the highway.
It goes, you get off the highway, you take a left on this street, and down you go, and that's kind of the greeting you get.
Welcome to Hammond. Fuck Biden and fuck you if you voted for him, right? I mean, seriously, welcome to our city. F off, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, we take a stand, especially when he puts them up again during the baseball tournament. And yesterday I posted his picture on Facebook, his house picture on Facebook, and I say, this is how a Trump supporter in the city of Hammond shows his support of the former president, flying supportive flags with vulgar and threatening language to President Biden and his supporters. This house is across the street from a city park where dozens of kids gather and play on a daily basis. We will be sending out the City of Hammond Unwelcome Wagon to visit this homeowner and cite them for any violations that are found. We will keep up this pressure until the homeowner voluntarily complies with city ordinance. Now, I shouldn't have talked about the Unwelcome Wagon. We do have such a thing called the Unwelcome Wagon. We use it for cases like there was a shooting on New Year's Eve where some jackass homeowner of ours is running down the street on not on New Year's Eve, on Christmas Eve, firing his gun. We found out where he lived, and we sent the Unwelcome Wagon.
I think, obviously you use that term kind of colloquially, but the reality is that when addresses come to the attention of the city because of incidents like a crime or something like that, what happens generally is
violators.
What happens is there's a nuisance letter sent. There's an investigation by inspections to determine if there are any ordinance violations. Right. Basically what it is
I call it
you've come to the you call that kind of almost like as a joke, but
the Unwelcome Wagon.
Yeah, you say that
instead of the Welcome
Wagon,
we have the Unwelcome.
Yeah,
I do say that. It's not official.
Right. The reality is what it means is that when something comes to the attention of the city or the mayor or whatever, the police department, inspections goes out and takes a look to say, what's going on with this property and why is it a problem?
Right. So anyway, a lot of people accuse me of only taking a stand because it said "fuck Biden." If they had a sign across the street from the park that said "fuck Trump," that I wouldn't have done anything about it. Yeah, that's the allegations. Thank you, Kevin. No. And there's no way any flag flying the F word is going to stand. I don't care who it's. It could say F Mayor Tom. It could say F Mayor Tom's opponent. It could say F Trump, F Biden. It could say, I would be consistent on this. I'm not going to allow that kind of stuff in our city. It's disgusting. And by the way, like I was telling the council last night, if this flies, if we're not allowed to police this, you wait. Like, we're going to hang one across the street from a church. Like, we have a huge Baptist church in Hammond with thousands of parishioners. So using this logic, I could go across the street from the Baptist church in Hammond. I could fly a flag that says, fuck Baptists, right?
Wow.
Or we could talk about abortion issues on the flag. Or we could hang a flag across the street from a school and say, F you, right? Or F your teachers.
F students.
F students, right? Like, there's no limitation on it.
Screw your kids.
Right? There's no limitation. We could be a city full of FU flags.
You would think most people would comply with this request. I think some of the crazier stuff that I saw that was like critical of you was like, sounds like you're upset because he's expressing his freedom of speech to me. Typical Democrat.
Right.
How about you worry about the real problems Hammond is facing, like crime,
like
instead of wasting more taxpayer money on your personal agenda?
Exactly.
How dare you enforce the city ordinances?
I think it's hilarious that, the people, in this case, it's Trump supporters, but this isn't about Trump with me. This is about what it says, okay? But the Trump supporters are digging in on this, right? So like yesterday.
Not all.
Oh,
no, not all. It's a small majority, or minority, I think, of Trump supporters. Not even Trump supporters. I think they're just like First Amendment right.
Are we so broken? Are we so broken as a country?
Oh, 100%.
That we can't agree that you can't have the word fuck on a flag across the street from a park? Are we that broken, Vesmar? Are we that broken?
We can't agree that
quiet.
racism exists right now.
We are that broken.
So, John, honestly, John, you don't like this, right?
As a general rule, I don't like the obscene culture. No.
Do you like this flag being across the street? Even
No.
though it says, I know you don't support President Biden, but do you support this?
No.
I mean, honestly.
No, I don't.
So you know me, John, right? You know me pretty well.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm doing this because it says Biden on it?
No.
Thank
I
you.
believe you when you say if this said F Trump, you would still.
I'd have been all over it.
I agree.
I'd have been all over it. Dude.
I agree.
There's no way that's going to happen in our city without a challenge.
What I find interesting is the same people that are saying, "Oh, this is just let them leave it up" or whatever, are the same people who are, like when the Grammys were on and there was, these singers wearing next to nothing performing. They're going, we got to watch out the kids.
Right,
the kids
John.
are watching
You're right,
this.
John.
I'm not
You're
in charge of the Grammys.
No, but I think John's point's right. Like, it's like, don't pick and choose. If you're going to say this is good,
I'm not
if
picking
this
and
is good,
choosing.
then just let it all go.
I'm not picking and choosing.
No, I'm
consistent.
saying these people
But, like,
are.
that's what other people are bringing up. Like, people are saying, fuck Trump. What did you do about that? Nobody complained to me
about it. Why don't we just
about
put porn on regular TV now?
Right?
Let's just let it. What's the limit?
John,
what's the limit?
So we had a comment. What city ordinance is being violated here exactly? Sounds like you're upset because he's expressing his freedom of speech to me.
Liberal tears.
That's one I just read.
Typical Democrat. How about? Oh, you did.
Yeah, I just read it. I thought the response to that was great. He said, actually, it's the lawyer who responded. Speech has its limitations. Also, I'm sure Mayor Tom can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Another commenter to this one. So and so, the dude has a fuck Biden flag flying. Come on now. Kids don't need to be seeing this. I'm a Trump supporter. Biden is a fool, yet this particular flag should not be flown.
Yeah. There it is.
Right.
I mean, that's perfect.
I think that'd be kind of what John, if you commented, right?
I say stuff about Biden all the time to you guys. I don't put it on a flag and hoist it up in the air.
Well, I thought one guy even posted, he goes, I have that flag. It's sitting in it's posted in my basement, and I go on social media.
Behind his bar or whatever,
right.
you know?
I mean, amen, right?
Okay.
It's America. Go ahead and do that. But it's not, America shouldn't have to put up with that when you're with your grandma and grandpa and your kids across from a park.
Another commenter says, I may not agree with the sign, but it does not make it right for you to try and find code violations just because you are the mayor. If you do that, you are no better. Now, if you decide to try and talk to the homeowner and explain that you do not approve of the vulgarity and could try to persuade him to bring it down and put another sign up without vulgarity, that would be the right way of doing it.
We did that.
There was plenty of people doing the same thing everywhere when Trump was in, and I don't ever recall you threatening to have code enforcement fine
I
violations.
don't recall seeing an F Trump like in public.
I agree, Lindsay. If somebody would have
I know
complained to
people
me,
had them, but I didn't see them.
I don't know if
front
I'll be
yards.
honest with you, I did not.
I did not see one in the city.
If I did, if it was complained, I would have followed it up.
I
There's
agree
no
with
doubt
you.
in my mind.
I agree you would.
But like, so by the way, this commenter, I should not have mentioned code. We didn't need to mention code enforcement.
No.
Why I did was dumb, and I'm not hiding from it. Like, I don't always make the right decisions. I should have never said anything about code. You know why? We don't freaking need code. We got this guy on a great ordinance, and I'm ready to go to court just on that one issue. Take the flag that says fuck Biden down. Take the flag that says the F word down. It doesn't even matter what the message is. Take that flag down. You have no problems with the city. Leave that flag up. We're going to court. We're going to test out this ordinance because the judge may say, we agree with the city. We don't think people should be able to fly flags with the F word on it. Or the judge may say, sorry, this is a First Amendment issue, but I'm willing to try it out.
You know,
I think most residents will appreciate the fact that you're willing to try it out.
What's really interesting to me is somebody in the comments said that he only puts these flags up when there's a baseball game.
Yep.
Which means he's only doing it when there's children.
It's almost
right.
like he's looking for
That's right.
controversy.
That's
well,
right.
Either
right?
that or he's trying to influence the youth of America, and he like
I
he's
don't know
just
if he's
showing.
doing that.
Well, no, but like you know, he's doing this specifically because there's kids there,
John,
and
what
I
do you
think
think?
that's what gets me.
What do I think?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
About what Lindsay just said, that he just seems to be flying it when there's stuff going
Well,
on
he
across
is. He
the
says
street.
that they're only doing it because when there's guys there.
I
people
think
there.
if you put a flag like this up in the air, you probably would welcome some kind of confrontation.
I agree with
Right?
that, John.
Yep.
And I'm more inclined to ask, why did he feel the need to put this up in the air? Like,
He wants
and that goes
attention.
back to Tom saying, how broken are we as a country where people think this is a great,
It's a great way to
have.
agreed.
up in the air.
Another commenter. No flag should have the word fuck on it. Okay. Another one. You are correct, but there was plenty of flags when Trump was in with the same saying. I'm not disputing it as right or wrong. I'm just saying it should have been addressed when it happened back then also. So they're accusing me of ignoring the F Trump flags.
I
Which
don't remember seeing those in public.
Lindsay, I don't either. And I drive all over the city
My
every
friend
day
has
of my
one
life.
in his living room,
That's
but like,
okay.
Right. Not hanging outside.
yeah, no,
Where kids can see it.
We're
And what
not
about-
putting it on the front porch or anything.
You know, it's interesting because I know this gentleman, this resident, has talked about the fact that he's a veteran, and obviously we thank him for his service in Vietnam. The councilman of that district is a Vietnam veteran.
Why don't you read
And
off that? Do you have that one in front? I have it in front
yeah,
of me.
I got it. So
This is
Councilman Bill Emerson,
Vietnam
he's
vet.
Vietnam vet, Democrat. I guarantee he voted for Biden. And he said, I apologize to the people that have called me as councilman of the 4th District regarding this flag. As a Vietnam veteran, we all fought and in some cases died for free and fair elections. We did have that last year. Inappropriate language should never be used because someone's candidate didn't win. We are better than this. I agree with him.
I would hope we were better. I don't know if we are, though.
I mean, and just like, basically, you've got one Vietnam veteran saying to another Vietnam veteran, in the residents like, look, I'm a Vietnam veteran. I can do this. I'm an American. Saying to another Vietnam veteran who
Right.
fought and served for our country, Bill Emerson, basically, F you for voting for him.
Right. And you can't touch me because First Amendment.
Right, and I think that's ridiculous.
I had friends turning on me, like people who know me for this guy. I'm not going to mention his name,
Yeah.
because we're not friends on Facebook anymore after yesterday. I've known this guy. I coached football
I
with
love
this
Tom's,
guy.
Happens
Oh, dude!
frequently.
Like we can't be friends if you feel this way about me, right? So this guy, I coached football with him. He was a very pro kid, very nice guy. Now he's a Trumper, which is fine. I'm friends with Trumpers. John and I are good friends, and he's a total Trumper. Like I'm not going to end a friendship just because of that, right?
But do you consider yourself a Trumper?
Consider myself a conservative.
Okay.
I don't know about a big Trumper.
Okay. But anyway.
I'd go with that with you, John.
Yeah, I agree.
So this guy that I've known for 15, 20 years, he knows me as a person, not as like mayor, like as a person, right? His how he says, so is this what all Democrats do if it doesn't fit their agenda? Play fair, mayor. If fuck Trump signs were okay, then why not this? This is a guy that has my cell phone
I
number.
think you're having fun saying the F word today.
This is a guy that has my cell phone
We're
number.
at
He knows
Curse
me
count at
as a
19.
person, right? So I said, no, Chris, this is what I do as mayor. And
Just
for the
dropped his
record, there were
name.
no fuck anybody signs hanging in Hammond that I knew of, or the same actions would have been taken. And then I defriended him. And I said, fuck this guy, right? Like, as long as we're... I did.
Wow.
Like, this guy cannot be my friend if he feels that I'm just this typical Democrat that's just looking for... You're not my friend. So I don't need to be Facebook friends with somebody I'm not friends with. That's another thing. I'm very liberal with defriending people. Like, why am I friends with this person?
I know you unfriended one of my friends.
Typical
Dude,
Democrat.
You know why?
Typical Democrat.
If they got defriended, there's a solid reason for it. They called me a name. They like said blanket statements like I'm a dumb Democrat that like doesn't,
My
I treat
friend Lee
Trump
is
people
very
different.
passionate, and he unfriended him once. Because
Good.
No,
he probably deserved it.
Sounds like
Good.
Passionate.
you don't have First Amendment rights as a friend of mine on Facebook.
I don't have to be friends with everybody.
I
I got
agree.
5,000
That
people I could be friends with.
That's right.
And why would I have your friend that's an asshole to me be one of my friends?
Like, I don't need to read this.
I don't need that shit. Like, seriously, I got
I
problems.
get that from my daughter enough. Thank you
That's
very
right. I
much.
don't need this from you, your
Goodbye.
friends.
John,
right?
it's like deer hunting season. It's just like culling the herd. Like, all right, nope, out. You don't make it. You're out.
Felix in the chat says everyone has your phone number after mayor's night.
And Tom's like, another thing maybe I shouldn't have done.
when I put the phone number out, I was like,
He's
nobody's
gotta
gonna
change his
nobody's
number
gonna
now.
call me. I'll just put it out.
That's why your whole staff kind of had their head down.
I was
I
wrong.
can't believe he just did
Dad,
I
this.
get lots of phone calls.
Dad, I
now.
want you to tell me. I want you to go into your messages and tell me how many unread text messages do you have.
Let's take a
right
look
now.
at this. This will be good. Anybody
This
over
is my favorite
over under
thing.
on the chat? Over under.
I think
While
we're
he's
sitting
looking
at
it up.
You want emails or-
1,168.
No. We want
Unread text
messages.
365.
Oh, he cleared them out recently.
One a year.
No, I didn't.
Wow.
And then unread emails,
One-
2,866.
Nice.
Woo! See, that's why giving his phone number
It's
doesn't
not
mean
because-
anything.
it
He
doesn't-
doesn't answer.
That
It's
would
not
get me
because
excited.
I just
he never answers when I call. He always calls me back.
well, like I'll go into a meeting and let's say it's an hour-long meeting, right? I get 20 text messages.
Emails, I
during that.
beat you. Text message, I did.
Really? Well, I'll get emails and texts
have-
during a meeting, and I can't be sitting there in a meeting like replying.
That's right.
right.
So
So
when
like,
if you give your number out, you know, it
oh, I'm very.
doesn't
I
help.
have 0 texts and 8 emails.
How about this? This is a
La-di-da.
Tom. This is another reaction.
I'm super involved in my contacts.
Somebody said I'm like 99% sure the F word doesn't count as obscene, and you replied in Hammond it does.
Yeah, this guy like armchair lawyer. I'm 99% certain the F word isn't obscene. I'm like, well, it is in Hammond.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was
It is
interesting.
here.
How is it
homie.
not obscene? Someone actually posted
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I don't.
Armchair
I mean,
lawyers.
how can you? I mean, there's no swear word. I don't think that is that more. I mean, what's more obscene than that?
C.
The C
Okay,
word.
sure, fair enough.
C word.
Okay.
Unless
So
you're
like,
an
what if I?
Don't throw that out today.
What,
okay?
no, but what I'm
Please.
saying is, so like, if I can put the F word up, that means I could put the C word
you
up,
imagine?
right? We
Yeah.
could like put all kinds of stuff up.
Do
I
it.
just want to be obscene as I'm going to hang a goddamn flagpole in my front just because I'm
Do
going to
it,
buy
Dad.
like 20 different flags to piss people off.
I
Yeah.
dare you. Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
Well,
Okay.
let's talk about that. There's like 9 flags in this yard.
Yes.
Which is probably against code, but we're not picking a fight, John.
Sure.
Well,
Right?
but my favorite flag is the flag of Trump standing like
Yes.
in front of the American flag, like
Like he's a god.
he's a god.
Wait,
his shirt's
that's-
off, and
he
it's,
has one of
he's
those?
like a gladiator.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me see
It's
here.
like chest. It's like the Putin.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the
look at-
second pole on the bottom.
The
He's
Putin.
like, yeah, he looks like Putin riding a bear. That picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
With the
wow. Oh, he's
eagle.
on the tank.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
thing.
yeah. That's
I
epic.
love
I have
that
I have
so
that
much.
tattoo actually.
On your right on the lower back, isn't it, John?
The stamp tramp.
Yeah, the stamp. John's got a stamp tramp.
I'm a
Trump.
Trump on a tank.
And another comment said, I'm a Trump supporter all the way, and I agree this isn't right. It is disrespectful with that type of language with kids around playing outside, and I'm sure they could read what it says. All right?
Well, children can read over the age of what, 6? Let's say 6, 7, 8.
You read when you were like 3.
Because
I taught
I'm
you.
a smarty pants.
You remember I
I'm
sat
a
with
genius.
you?
I do.
We
It
had
was a
that
computer program.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was just thinking about that. Nobody plays computer programs like that anymore.
Yep.
Like little kids. It's always on the iPads now.
Another
Sir-
comment, James. I've read the statute. Another lawyer, armchair lawyer. I've read the statute. I don't think it's enforceable. He's saying this to me. We're not the first city or town to encounter this either. He's also in violation of the U.S. flag code. That's not enforceable either. And I replied, well, City Hammond's going to give it a shot in court and see what the judge thinks. Right? I don't think it's enforceable. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah,
we have judges that turn
it may not be. It may be. We're going to find out, I guess.
Right.
Sergio in the chat. Seems like he wants a fight. Be ready. ACLU is next.
Well, that's interesting, right? Because ACLU, the irony of this is this gentleman probably is not a supporter of the ACLU. Right. They might be exactly who is going to try to help him. But they're going to
defend him. Because they're the definition of liberal
which kind of gives the ACLU credit. They do whatever they think's right for the First Amendment.
First Amendment, yeah.
So. Well, this is an interesting topic, and I'm sure it's not over yet, Mayor.
And by the way, I thought it was interesting that we did the April Fool's joke, and we were high-fiving because we had 78 shares and 39 comments. Mm-hmm. Last I checked, there was a couple hundred shares on this and hundreds of comments, and basically it was 3 times the breadth of our April Fool's joke.
Wow.
What we did yesterday with this issue. This is a big deal.
And
locally.
You still got criticism on April Fools, too.
Yeah, people are still pissed about that.
Speaking of the April Fool's joke, my father-in-law called me the other day, and he was like, what's up with this dome thing?
I love it.
I
love that it's still going. You're like, they're about ready to break ground.
He's like, my friend, he really likes golfing. He wants to know if it's legit. And I'm like, Kevin, it's not real.
That's funny.
You could tell your friend.
Was he serious?
Quote, unquote.
You should have told him his house was going to be in it.
He does live in Robertsdale, but not close enough.
The airlock's coming to your house, Dad.
No, he's a sweet old man.
Yes, he is.
God bless him.
Hey, what did you do for your birthday yesterday, man?
Well, I did go to the council meeting. I took a,
By the way, I told you not to go.
I know, but there was
it was we don't need you. I'm going to be there. Phil's going to be there.
Let me give you a little.
Did Phil end up showing? He did.
Let me explain to you why I showed up. Okay, here's a great example. So I say to Phil, hey, Phil, I know you got an appointment with Chancellor Keon. He had something to do, right, with Chancellor. I said, why don't I go to caucus and you just come to the meeting, okay? And he said, okay. And I said, hey, by the way, just remind me, what time's the meeting? He said 6:30. And then he said, I said, what time's the caucus?
Half hour late.
5:30. So then, of course, I didn't believe that, so I just confirmed with Whirlpool. Caucus starts at 5:15, so I went to caucus. And then the meeting, of course, as you know, it has always been at 6. Phil rolls in at 6:10. Did the meeting start yet?
My God.
I said, Phil, the meeting starts at 6, not 6.
I rolled in late, too, though.
He said, oh, my God, I thought it was 6:30.
You know why
This is why I go, John, just in case.
I was 2 minutes late to the meeting, and the meeting was already going.
They were rolling.
You know why? I was in a chess game.
Oh, you and your virtual
chess. I was
chess.
winning, and there was and this guy milked me because there was time on the clock. I know. I was it was a higher ranked player, and I was like, if I give up now, he wins. So,
but that was part of my birthday. I also took a break, which I never do during the middle of the day, to take a ride.
Really? Mm-hmm. You went out? That was 40-mile winds yesterday.
Windy. Well, it was a Peloton ride.
That is not a ride,
Kevin.
Here we go. A ride is outside. I'm going on a ride today.
Nerd.
I wanted to get a good ride in, and it wasn't going to happen on the road because it was too windy.
You can't say ride.
What do I say?
A ride is
I spun.
I went on the Peloton.
Thank you, Lindsay.
I went to my spinning class.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Are you still looking at guys when you spin?
Aww.
So I want to give John Kennedy.
You should just come out.
John Kennedy, by the way, our former swimmer on the team.
I've done a study on this. Most people that have a Peloton, they post it on Strava.
A study? You've done
yes,
a study?
I've done a study. Yes, I have.
He did. It was very official.
I did. Thank you, Lindsay. I did it through Purdue. Right. Okay. This is my unofficial
federal grant.
I'm about to come out with
program.
my thesis that's going to explain this. But I've done a study on typical Strava users. Okay.
All right.
And then they post it on Strava. Peloton users, they posted on Strava their workout.
Strava?
And I always look. I'm like, so Dave Westland's one of them, right? He was always looking at a woman, right?
I don't post mine anymore.
I know, because you're looking at dudes, which is unusual.
I said I liked
I don't
Alex
think it's
Toussaint.
unusual.
I think it's unusual.
I like Alex Toussaint as a coach.
According to my thesis, most men are working out with women on Peloton,
because
and most women
perverts.
are working out with men on Peloton, except for my attorney.
As the athlete that I
Kevin.
am, I've usually had male coaches, so maybe that's just why I tend to. But I will say this, and I want to give John Kennedy credit. He told me to check out Olivia Amato. She is now my favorite on Peloton. I'll tell you why. She is all business. She's a cyclist. She's very good looking.
Why does
That's
it
why
have
JK said
but
check her out.
She is
it's TV, Lindsay.
She's a cyclist. And she doesn't sing in my ear like some of the other trainers do. She's just like, we're gonna kick your ass this ride,
really?
And she does.
Really,
she's tougher than.
And she's hot.
She's cute, but that's got nothing to do with it.
Really?
Have you ever seen
really
a
doesn't.
female
watches
spin
her for the
instructor
articles,
that
okay?
wasn't hot?
What says? Hold on, we went all for it at the same time.
He watches her for the articles.
Have you ever seen a female spin instructor that wasn't attractive?
Probably not.
Good question, John.
But
They're
That
probably
does-
not casting.
I'm not
or-
abandoning Alex Toussaint just yet, but
Really?
they're both
Alex is a woman. not
Alex is a
woman.
guy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Alex-
Toussaint.
Okay,
He's
so
a tough MF, man. I love that guy.
Tom, did you say Westland spins to female instructors?
Yes.
That
my
surprises
seat
me.
does. According
I
to-
could see Westland spinning to male instructors too.
No.
Mixing
No,
it
dude.
up.
John,
He's all about.
I've done this because
this
I've
girl,
done
that girl.
When Kevin told me he was looking at the butt cam from that one guy, I was like, I want to
There is no butt cam.
the rear.
The camera
shot.
does not change. It's the
That's
same.
I started
whole time.
digging. That's when I came up with my
And
idea.
by the
for
way, there's
thesis,
nothing wrong
John.
with that.
Right, I know there's nothing wrong with that. I was just wondering.
The butt cam?
Is my lawyer typical of the average Peloton user? And I found out no, you're not typical. Most Peloton
I want
users
to be an
are
outlier.
they're
I'm an
working out with
outlier.
the opposite sex. Most of them, I mean, you know.
For sure. It's like getting
That's
a
all right,
massage.
Tom. That's it.
What?
It's
John?
like
Do you
John,
get a massage from the same sex?
interesting question.
I think
Kevin?
I don't do a lot of massages.
Oh my
you do.
God, he's not
But
answering
when
this
you do-
question
when I
fast
do,
enough.
but when I do, I've had female masseuses.
Every time?
I think so. Yeah.
I am also no way. I had a dude one time, and it
Oh,
was a joke. It was a joke.
Well,
It was a joke.
What
I
does that
went in.
mean?
It was my first massage ever, and I was with Dave Ham.
Never
and
went back.
Dave Ham and Rick Kalinsky,
no.
and they were like, "Do you want a massage?" I was like, "Nah, I don't get massages." They're like, "Come on, our treat." And I'm like, "All right, whatever." We were in French Lick, right?
Yeah.
So we go down to the massage place, and I'm sitting there, and they take Dave Ham back first. And then, some good-looking woman takes him back for the massage, by the way. And then same thing with Rick Kalinsky. They go back to get a massage. And then I had this little Weasley dude come out. His name was like Frank.
Is this
He's
Tom?
like,
Tom?
Tom? I'm like, what the? And then all I hear in the background is Dave and Rick laughing their ass off. Like they lined me up with Frank on purpose.
What's wrong with that? Frank
Dude, it was
probably
the
was
worst.
a good masseur.
I was done like 10 minutes before they were done, dude. And I was the last one in. And by the way, he tried to give me a happy ending, and I was not going
I
for
do
it.
not
Wow.
believe that. Do
I
not
was kidding.
besmirch
I was
Frank
kidding.
at
Frank,
Nasty.
it was,
the. I don't even.
I was like, Frank, I don't roll like that, Frank.
Why are we? Why did? I
It's
don't
like
know.
he was like George Costanza. He came back. He's like, I think it moved.
Unbelievable. Well,
am
anyway,
mightily
thank you for
uncomfortable.
making fun of me on my birthday. I appreciate that, guys.
You're welcome.
The moral of the story is, if you say you took a break, you went for a ride on a beautiful day, by the way.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
A little bit windy, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you say it was a Peloton. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
not a ride.
Fair enough. I'll give you that, John. I should have said I went on a Peloton.
Hey, we were going to do a story. Let's bounce that last story about
yeah,
Congress
let's
to,
do it. We'll
to
do it
Friday
next time.
show.
Yep, it's getting late.
Yeah. Love you guys.
It was nice having a little solo effort here today without just the crew.
When I said love you guys, I was talking to the audience, not the three of you.
Oh.
I just want to make
Wow,
that clear.
thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah, right.
And I was about to say love you more.
I was going to say thank you,
I love
Tom.
you
I
guys
love you
too.
too.
21 on the cuss counter. That was
I
pretty
love
pretty
you.
solid show.
Well, there
We
was
did-
a lot of F-bombs going
we
on.
did good work today.
I hope any new listeners will forgive us.
This
for
is not
using
how
that.
we roll typically.
Yes,
but
it is.
We were talking about a flag that had the F word on
So
it.
just FYI, real quick, I had an 83-year-old woman ask me Saturday afternoon how she could subscribe to the podcast.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You should tell her.
Say,
And
don't.
I did. I subscribed for her. I showed her on her phone.
Nice.
She's
I
like,
do
I
that
do
too.
podcasts, and I did it for her. She rated us 5 stars. She said, I can't wait to
What's her
listen.
name?
I hope Ruth.
Hi, thank you,
I-
Ruth.
I-
we
sorry,
love you, Ruth.
I can't. I hope
Sorry
she
about
did-
that. It's not normally this heavy with the F word, but we were talking about
agree.
a touchy subject.
She'll forgive you.
Thank you, Ruth. Love you too, Ruth.
All right.
And to all of our LOCPODers out there, and to Lindsay, the notorious LMP. Love you, baby.
Thanks.
John Vesmar, my favorite Trumpian. Love you, man.
No. Conservative.
Conservative.
whatever.
Family value man.
Conservative who thinks the election was stolen.
And Casey,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
KCS, love
Yes,
you too,
sir.
man. Happy birthday.
Thank
and
you.
to LOCPODers out there, see you on Friday. Love you guys. Take care.